Hello and welcome to Tech Tips Pro. Before we get started, if you haven't installed MySQL database yet, make sure to check out our previous video where we walk you through the complete installation and configuration process. You'll need MySQL installed first in order to use MySQL Workbench effectively. The link is in the description and in the top right corner. In today's video, we're going to show you how to install and set up MySQL Workbench. If you're someone who prefers working with a graphical interface rather than command line tools, MySQL Workbench is the perfect tool for you. It's an all-in-one solution that helps you design, develop, and administer your MySQL databases with ease. MySQL Workbench is a comprehensive tool that allows you to visually design your databases, write and execute SQL queries, and manage databases, all in a single interface. If you're dealing with multiple databases or want an intuitive way to manage them, MySQL Workbench is a must-have. Downloading MySQL Workbench. First, let's download MySQL Workbench from the official MySQL website. Head over to the website and select the Workbench download link. Just like the installation of MySQL database, no login is required to download the installer. Once the download is complete, run the installer. The setup process is straightforward. After launching the installer, click Next to proceed through the setup. You'll see the location of destination folder. Hit Next. Choosing installation type. For most users, the Complete Installation option is recommended, as it installs all the necessary components. Click Next, and then click Install to begin the installation. The installation may take a few minutes, so be patient while the process completes. Once the installation is complete, you'll see a checkbox in the bottom left corner labeled Launch MySQL Workbench now. This will open MySQL Workbench once we click Finish. So, let's go ahead and click Finish to finalize the MySQL Workbench installation. After the installation of MySQL Workbench, this is the main screen you'll see. Here, you can notice an existing MySQL database connection that has been auto-saved. You'll also see the user icon labeled Root, along with the IP address of your local host and the port number where the database is running. Now click on the connection to access the database. For the first time, you'll be greeted with the Workbench interface, which is divided into several sections, including the SQL editor and server management tools. In the top left section, you'll find the Schema area, where 3 schema are listed: Silica, Sys, and World. The Sys schema is the default system schema, while the other 2, Silica and World, were selected during the installation process as sample schema for practice. Both of these schema are now available for use. Now, let's explore the Silica schema. You'll see several tables within this schema. Let's query the first table, Actor. Right-click on the Actor table and click on Select Rows option. After doing so, you'll notice a query automatically appears in the query editor, and the corresponding data is displayed for review. The interface is divided into 3 sections. The top section is the query editor, the middle section is the result grid displaying the data, and the bottom section is the output. Now, let's take a look at the World schema. Here, you'll also find several tables. The first table is City. Let's query it, and you'll see that the table contains multiple records. Let's explore another table in the World schema, Country. You'll notice that the Country table has numerous columns and a large number of records. Now, let's explore the menu in MySQL Workbench. In the File menu, you'll find various options such as creating a new model, opening a new query tab, opening scripts or models, running SQL scripts, closing tabs, and more. In the Edit and View menus, there are additional options available. Under the Query tab, you have the ability to execute all selections or specific queries, run the current statement, stop execution, limit rows, collect performance schema stats, reconnect to servers, and export the result grid to a CSV file. Now, let's explore the Database menu. Here, you'll find options like connecting to a database, managing connections, and reverse engineering, which allows us to create entity relationship diagrams of our tables, among other features. In the Server menu, there are various options related to server management. The first option is Server Status. Let's take a look at that. Here, we can view the current status of our MySQL server. At the top, you can see the connection name. We can also view details such as the port, socket, MySQL version, Windows system information, and the server's running time. On the right side, you can see the server's current status. The server is running, with several parameters of server showing the current status of server. Returning to the query editor, after executing a query on one of our tables, right-clicking on the result grid reveals several options. These include opening values in the editor, loading data from a file, saving values to a file, copying rows, with various copy options, capitalizing text, and many more features. Returning to the menu, in the Tools menu, we find the configuration options, which include backup and restore connections. There's also a Utilities section, where we can copy our code as PHP code and access MySQL utilities via the shell. In the Scripting menu, various options for scripting are available. Additionally, there is a Plugin Manager, although currently no plugins are installed in our database. Let's do a quick recap of what we learned today. But before we get into that, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more useful database tips and tutorials. Here's a quick recap of what we covered in this video. MySQL Workbench Overview. MySQL Workbench is a powerful tool designed for those who prefer a graphical interface to manage MySQL databases. It provides a comprehensive solution for designing databases, executing SQL queries, and managing databases in one place. It's especially useful for users dealing with multiple databases or those looking for an intuitive way to interact with MySQL. Downloading and installing MySQL Workbench. To install MySQL Workbench, download it from the official MySQL website without requiring a login. After downloading, run the installer, select the Complete Installation option, and proceed with a straightforward setup. The installation process will take a few minutes, and you can launch Workbench right after by clicking the Finish button. Exploring the MySQL Workbench interface. After opening MySQL Workbench, you'll see the main interface with sections like the SQL editor and server management tools. The Schema area displays databases like Sys, Silica, and World, with the latter two serving as practice schemas. From here, you can execute queries and explore tables, such as the Actor table in the Silica schema and the City table in the World schema. Server status and query execution. In the Server menu, you can check the server's current status, which shows details such as the MySQL version, port, running time, and various performance parameters. Executing queries is simple in the query editor, and the result grid offers multiple options for interacting with the data, such as copying rows or saving values to a file. Menu navigation and useful features. MySQL Workbench's menu options are rich with features. The File menu allows you to create new models and run SQL scripts, while the Database menu helps with tasks like connecting to databases or reverse engineering schemas. The Tools menu contains options for configuring backups, restoring connections, and copying code as PHP. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.